Most of us grow up with
Most
a
of us
very
grow up with a
simple,
very
very
simple,
sensible
very
idea.
sensible
I am
idea.
here, and the
I am
world is
here,
out
and the
there.
world
It
is out
feels
there. It
obvious.
feels
It
obvious.
feels obvious to
Almost too
question.
obvious to
You are
question.
inside your
You are
body,
inside your
behind your
body,
eyes,
behind
somewhere
your
in your
eyes,
head, and
somewhere in
everything
your
else is
head.
outside,
And
separate,
everything
moving
else
on
is
its own.
outside,
And yet,
separate,
the
moving
strange
on its
thing
own.
is that when
And
you look
yet, the
closely,
strange thing
this
is that
certainty
when you look
begins to
closely,
soften.
this certainty
You see,
begins to soften.
we talk about the
We talk
self
about
as
the
if it were
self
a
as if it
solid
were a solid
object,
object,
like
like
a
a stone you
stone
could pick
you
up
could
and
pick up
point
and
to.
point
This
to.
is me.
This is me.
But when you pause for a
But when you
moment and
pause for a
actually look
moment and
quietly,
actually look
gently, where
quietly,
exactly
gently,
is this
where
self you're so
exactly is
sure
this
of?
self you're
Is
so
it your
sure of?
thoughts?
Is it
But
your
thoughts come
thoughts?
and
But
go,
thoughts
like
come and
clouds
go,
drifting
like
across a wide
clouds
sky.
drifting across
Is
a
it
wide
your
sky.
emotions?
Is it your
Those two
emotions?
rise and
Those
fall,
too
changing with the
rise and
hour,
fall,
the weather,
changing
the
with the
memory that
hour, the
happens to
weather,
pass
the
by.
memory that
Is
happens
it
to
the
pass
body?
by. Is it the
Even that
body?
is a slow
Even
river,
that is a
cells
slow river,
arriving and
cells
leaving
arriving
without
and leaving
asking your
without asking your
permission.
permission.
So we
So we
begin to
begin to
notice
notice
something
something
curious.
curious.
The self we
The
defend
self
so
we
carefully
defend
is
so
always
carefully is
shifting,
always
always
shifting,
moving,
always
never
moving,
quite
never
staying
quite
put.
staying put.
And yet we
And yet we
insist on treating
insist
it
on
as a
treating
fixed
it
thing,
as a
a little
fixed
island
thing, a little
surrounded by an
island surrounded
unfriendly
by an
sea.
unfriendly
You
sea.
see,
You
the
see,
idea of being a
the
separate
idea of
self
being
is
a
a bit like
separate
imagining
self
that a
is
wave
a
is
bit like
something
imagining
independent
that a
from the
wave
ocean. The
is
wave
something
rises,
independent
has a
from the
shape, a
ocean.
name,
The wave
perhaps even a
rises,
dramatic
has a
moment of
shape,
crashing
a
out.
name,
For a
perhaps
while,
even a
it looks
dramatic
very
moment of
much like a
crashing.
thing in its
And
own
for a
right.
while,
But
it
where
looks
does the
very
wave
much like a
begin?
thing in its
And where
own
does it
right.
end?
But where
Can you
does the
take it out
wave
of the
begin?
water and keep it
And
on a
where
shelf?
does it end?
In exactly the same
Can
way,
you take it
what we
out of the
call me
water
is a
and keep it
pattern
on
the
a
universe
shelf?
is making
In
right
exactly
here,
the same
right
way.
now.
What
A
we call
temporary
me
gesture,
is a
a
pattern
movement,
the
not an
universe is
object.
making right
The
here,
strange thing
right
is,
now.
we
A
retaught to think of
temporary
life as a
gesture,
problem
a
to be solved,
movement, not an
rather than a
object.
dance to be
The strange
danced.
thing is,
We
we're
imagine that
taught
our
to think
task
of
is to
life
become
as a
someone, to
problem to be
improve the self,
solved
to polish the
rather than a
mask until it
dance to be
finally feels
danced. We
acceptable.
imagine that
And
our
yet, all the
task is to
while,
become
we're already
someone, to
participating in
improve the
something
self, to
astonishing,
polish the
without
mask
any
until it
effort at
finally
all.
feels acceptable.
Consider
And yet all
music
the
for a
while,
moment.
we're
A piece of
already
music,
participating in
docently,
something
exists in order to
astonishing without
reach the
any effort
final
at
note
all.
as quickly as
Consider
possible.
music for a
If it
moment.
did,
A
the
piece
best
of music
musicians
doesn't
would be the
exist
ones
in
who
order to
played
reach the
fastest.
final note
No, the
as
point of
quickly as
music is
possible.
the playing,
If it
the
did, the
unfolding,
best
the movement
musicians
from
would be the
sound
ones
to
who played
sound.
fastest.
And life, you
No, the
see,
point
is
of
very much
music
like
is the
that.
playing,
We've been pretending
the
that the meaning is
unfolding,
somewhere in the
the
future,
movement from
waiting for
sound to
us to
sound.
arrive,
And life, you
while
see,
missing the
is
fact that
very
the
much
meaning
like
is in
that.
the movement
We've been
itself,
pretending that the
this
meaning is somewhere
sensation,
in the
this
future,
listening.
waiting for us to
So
arrive,
we begin to
while
notice
missing the
that the
fact that the
ego, the
meaning is
separate
in the
me,
movement
is rather like
itself,
a mask
this
worn in a
breath,
great
this
cosmic theater.
sensation,
It has a
this
function.
listening.
It
So we
helps
begin
us
to notice that
navigate
the ego,
society,
the
remember
separate
our
me,
name, pay the
is rather
bills,
like a
avoid
mask
walking
worn in a
into
great
traffic.
cosmic
But it
theater.
isn't who we are
It
in the
has a
deepest
function.
sense. The
It
trouble
helps us
begins when
navigate
we forget
society,
it's a mask.
remember our name,
And
pay the
yet,
bills,
there's no villain
avoid
here,
walking into
no
traffic.
mistake to
But it
correct.
isn't who we are
This
in the deepest
forgetting is part
sense.
of the play.
Trouble begins when
Just
we
as an
forget it's a
actor
mask.
must momentarily
And yet,
forget
there's
they
no
are
villain
acting in
here.
order for the
No
drama to
mistake to
feel
correct.
real.
This
You see,
forgetting
if
is
the
part of the
universe
play.
were fully aware
Just
of
as an
itself
actor
at
must
every
momentarily
moment,
forget
it would
they
be
are acting
terribly
in order for the
boring.
drama to
So
feel
it plays
real.
a game.
You see,
It
if the
hides.
universe were fully
It
aware of
pretends to
itself
be
at every
trees
moment,
and
it would be
birds and
terribly boring.
stars. And
So it plays a
occasionally,
game.
it pretends to be
It
you.
hides,
And so we
pretends
begin
to
to
be
notice
trees
something
and
quietly
birds and
revolutionary.
stars,
You are not in the
and
universe the
occasionally it
way an
pretends to be
object
you.
is in
And
a
so we
box.
begin to
You are
notice
something
something
the universe
quietly
is doing, the way a
revolutionary.
wave is
You are
something
not
the
in the
ocean is
universe the
doing.
way an object
This is
is
why
in a
non-striving
box.
has such
You
a
are something the
peculiar
universe
beauty
is
to
doing,
it.
the way a
When you
wave
stop
is
trying to
something the
force
ocean
life
is
into
doing.
shape,
This is why
life doesn't collapse,
non-striving has such a
flows.
peculiar
Just
beauty
as a
to it.
river
When
doesn't
you
need
stop trying to
instructions to
force
find the
life into
sea.
shape,
Awareness,
life
you
doesn't
see,
collapse, it
requires
flows.
no
Just as
effort.
a river
It's
doesn't need
already
instructions to
happening.
find the sea.
Thoughts may strain, the ego may struggle, but
Awareness, you
awareness
see,
simply
requires no
notices,
effort.
like a mirror that
It's
doesn't
already
argue
happening.
with what it
Thoughts may
reflects.
strain.
And the
The
strange
ego
thing
may
is,
struggle.
when this is
But
seen
awareness
not as an
simply
idea,
notices
but as
like
a
a
fact
mirror that
recognition,
doesn't
there's a
argue with
gentle
what it
relief.
reflects.
Not because
And the
anything has
strange
been
thing
solved,
is,
but
when
because
this is
nothing
seen
needed
not as an
solving in the
idea,
first place.
but as a
You're
felt
still you.
recognition,
You still
there's a
have
gentle
preferences,
relief,
quirks,
not because anything has
responsibilities,
been solved,
stories,
but
but
because
the
nothing
tightness
needed
around them
solving in the
loosens.
first place.
They become
You're
roles
still
you play rather
You
than
still have
burdens you carry.
preferences, quirks,
And so we circle
responsibilities,
back to
stories,
where we
but if the
began.
tightness
I
around
am
them
here,
loosens,
and the
they
world is
become
out there.
roles you play
Only
rather
now
than
it
burdens you
sounds
carry.
a little
And
different.
so we circle back
Because
to where
perhaps
we
what
began.
is really
I
happening
am
is
here,
this.
and
The
the
world
is out
is looking
there.
at itself from
Only
where you
now it
are,
sounds a little
listening
different.
to itself through your
Because
ears,
perhaps
feeling
what's
itself
really
through your
happening is
skin.
this.
And
The
in
world
that
is
quiet
looking at itself
recognition,
from where
the
you
separate
are,
self doesn't
listening
disappear,
to
simply
itself through your
relaxes.
ears.
like a
feeling
wave,
itself through your
remembering
skin.
it has always
And
been
in that
water.
quiet
If this
recognition,
resonated with
the
you,
separate
I'd
self
love to
doesn't
hear your
disappear, it
thoughts in the
simply
comments.
relaxes,
Thanks for
like a
watching.
wave remembering.